Man, I've been up all night, locked in on this NCAA basketball, you dig? Wow. What's that, fam? Y'all gonna miss out on the live. Y'all better hop in, get in where you fit in. Shalom, shalom. Hotel. I'm like Kemet. I ain't in it. Who saw the Bruins last night? Beat the brakes off the Sooners. Who saw UCLA handle their business? That's what I'm talking about. Stand on something. Hey, those ladies stood on their square. They saying that it's possible foundational black Americans is eligible for reparations. It's just the fact our identification of who we identify as, our identity, is up for grabs. Saying that you are an African and an American, it ain't gonna cut it. Because our ancestors that went through slavery, that haven't been compensated for their labor, for slave labor, throughout that period, wasn't labeled the same label that we are labeled. They were under a different classification. The indigenous people that were already here, that were building with the slaves, Native Americans, some tribes, they were classified as slaves too. They're getting compensated through casinos, through all these other resources given. They still haven't figured out the identification of foundational black Americans I say, what they gonna tally up? What they gonna tally up? How much are we owed? What, through the 400-year bondage and free servitude? In California, the discussion of reparations was opened up through Gavin Newsom. He did some type of research study the first time he was running. And initially, he kept it, on the back burner. He kept the compensation of what our ancestors did building this country on the back burner. And they're gonna keep prolonging the process. They're gonna keep prolonging the Democrats. That's what they do. They sell you a dream. In this election, they're gonna give all your resources to immigrants still. All the money that's going towards Israel, Hamas, all that, financing these wars. It's coming out the pockets of us. We're funding this shit. Drop a comment, share the live. We dialogue back and forth on the discussion of reparations all day. But they still haven't sat at the table and negotiating anything that's owed to foundational Black Americans. Everyone that's non-visa, in the working status, they're being compensated through government assistance and all that. All those prerequisites are given to them. So you damn right they hate our black babies. Because when we're procreating, look at Planned Parenthood, a lot of that is to undermine Black development. It's to undermine the process of Black economic development. So they marginalize us. They give you niggas a couple crumbs, and that way you won't bring up the discussion. It's null and void. That's why I say they can buy the Democrats. AOC Uh, who's a lot of these Democrats that's running in future elections, they gonna buy them all. If you look at throughout history, and the voting bloc was Democrat when we were coming out of slavery. We developed Black Wall Street. We developed so many entities and independent black-owned cities, mega cities. And it wasn't voting Democrat. Just really think about that. It's a hoax. H-1B visas, all that shit. Status correction, all that. They working on all that shit now. They not gonna get rid of all these motherfuckers. Okay? They not. But the African American allegedly title, that status correction is still up for grabs. It's still up for grabs. And then we're Negroes one decade, then we're what? Niggas, Black Americans, what? Israelites, we're Kemetic, we're Christians, we're all these labels except one. We're all these titles but one. As a group. We're bywords. We're all these things. And they're saying blacks, we need to pull each other up by our own bootstraps. The black man should be able to pull himself up by his own bootstraps. Black woman, single mother, struggling, working to take care of her offspring, needs to pull herself up by her own bootstrap. And they're gunning us down in the streets in the process. I believe that police officer who gunned down the sister in her own house. Was he convicted? Anybody in the chat, drop a comment. And it was a guy who was he was pulled over for a DUI. Now the officer pulled him over for DUI and arrested him. Once he was in his cell, other inmates or whatever offenders, they heard the police, tussling with him in the cell. Heard him screaming for his life. Come to find out the next day, the guy's dead. I don't know the guy's name. Y'all Google that. Facts. So it's still going on today. What's been going on for centuries. Y'all just gotta wake up and stop taking these Negro flattering gifts. They like to flatter the Negroes with gifts. That way they're not cognizant of what's going on. We call that cognitive dissonance. Me, I spent time incarcerated. During my time in incarceration, the same thing inside I noticed was going on the outside. No difference. You ain't gotta be in jail to be locked, to have the shackles off of your wrists and placed on your brains. It's called mental slavery. So they figured out the way, once these privatized prisons start building their weight up, start building their money up into stocks, they figured, well shit, we can make a smooth transition from the incarcerated brother into the black brother back on the plantation. Smooth transition. So it don't matter if he's in or out. White supremacy is invested in that form of labor. It's called slave labor, free labor. If you're out on the whole squad, if you're out picking cotton, in Angola or TDC, it don't matter. Because it's all a plantation. If you're on the football field, it's still a plantation. Because these corporations are going to profit off of your sweat equity. These are facts, family. These are facts. So should you be compensated? Yes. Should I be compensated for my ancestors' labor? Yes. Hold on, I got some. Who is that? This is Cornell calling me. I'm gonna have to hit you back, Q. I'm gonna speak on the woman. Your first teacher is your counterpart, your female counterpart in the home. She raises your kids. She guides and nourishes the family. She brings that God aura into the relationship, that peace of mind. When you have a virtuous Proverbs 31 woman, she incorporates and it encapsulates all these things into the relationship. Innately following the lead. But if you can't appreciate what she brings to the table, the Most High will allow the energy to dissipate. All that energy, that strong nucleus that's holding the family together, the Most High will allow that energy to dissipate. And all the cooperation the community's receiving from the woman, you're not going to inherit that blessing. Because the most powerful thing in the community is the teacher, the woman, the first teacher. She reciprocates the universe. The Milky Way is a reflection of her fallopian tube and how she brings forth life. So I'm just telling you that, fellas, the depreciation and the denigration of the woman is the downfall of the nation. Once you elevate the woman, by default, the Mayat brings balance. It's so many women on antidepressants, taking all forms of pills, who are out here without the balance, without the who are out here without the balance, without the counterpart, divine masculine principle. They feel they don't need a man. What the hell you think the Most High put the man here first for? Because you need the man. He's the progenitor of bringing forth life into you. He's the first and foremost original man. The black man, that is. So you sisters that don't uplift your man, you're only denigrating yourself. You're denigrating your nation. You're denigrating your kids. A lot of you sisters are empowered. You know, the empowered. You know, the oppressor feels if he empowers you over the man and financially raise you up and give you these college degrees and give you these career-oriented jobs, you know, give you your 401k status and all of this, that you will put yourself above the man, like Adam was opposed to Eve after she met with the devil. He raises you a status above your man. That's why it's important to know Christ. That's why it's important to know Christ. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And I know Jesus Christ. I'm not here to preach to the church and you know, sing to the choir. It's just facts. Facts. That's simple. It's nothing major. You're either part of the solution to fixing the problem, or you're a problem. A lot of black folks' problems can be solved, you know, through waking up to society and seeing being aware of what's going on around you. Always be aware of your surroundings. Stay aware of your surroundings. What's plaguing the community is this deep slumber that we're in. Y'all wake up, family. Good morning. Have a blessed week. I love you. Peace.